Hello, thank you for tuning into my channel. This is my question and answer session for August 2021. So if you want to see my answers to some of your questions, please stay tuned. I'm really happy to share some of my answers to your questions for this month's Q&A. I started the Q&A last month as a part of Vlogmas in July, and there are two question and answer videos from last month, and so I decided to keep that going, and I got a few questions that I want to answer for this month. Before I go on in the video, we are going all the way to 10K subscribers by next July 31st, 2022. So if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button right now and join my YouTube family. I get to share a lot of creative projects, a lot of my goals, things I'm working on, and I love to know what you're working on and see what you're up to. So please subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube lets you know every time I release a new video. Now, on to the questions. There are 5 of them that I'm going to cover today, and then and you can send, if you have more questions throughout this month, send them in, and I will do a quick Q&A video at the end of every month. So the last day of each month, my goal is to answer your questions. So question number 1. Someone asked, what would I like to add to my sewing room as far as materials? And the main thing that I would love to have to kind of round out this area is a long arm quilting machine. Once I have the long arm, I feel like I have a little bit more flexibility to create like I want to. Hopefully that process will be faster than what I do on my domestic machine, which would kind of free me up because I prefer to hand bind, and so that would free me up. If the quilting is faster, then I can get to the binding quicker, and I think I would really enjoy that. So the one thing that I'm looking forward to is a long arm, and I'm kind of sitting right here in my long arm area. This is my quilting side. Eventually my sewing side will be on the other side of the room. Let's go to the next question. Someone asked, where did the name the Purple Quilt come from? And basically the Purple Quilt is my Facebook group. So if you're not a part of that Facebook group, please go ahead and join it. I haven't really been active on it lately, but one of my goals is to become more active, especially as I get ready for this sew along. And actually there's a couple of sew alongs that I want to incorporate into my channel. So you can go to my Facebook group called the Purple Quilt and sign up and join. We'd love to have you as a part of that community. Now, it is also the name of my quilt company that is still in the works. It's going to be called the Purple Quilt Company. And here is where the name came from. When I first started quilting and making quilts for other people to sell, I made a lot of purple quilts. So I'll put some pictures of them here. The 2 with the letters are quilts that I made to sell. They were custom orders. And then the other one, the rings, that was made for, one of them was made for my granddaughter, and one of them was made for my niece. And so when I first started, I was just making a lot of purple quilts. And if you follow my channel, you know that the last Heartbeat Bargello I made was purple. And the reason, the ultimate reason that I came up with the Purple Quilt Company is because of my sister. She is a survivor of Hodgkin's lymphoma, and as I was looking up the ribbon colors for that particular type of cancer, it's purple. And so once I saw that, I was like, well, that's very interesting. My ultimate goal is going to be to own a brick and mortar shop called the Purple Quilt Company. And each year I want to make a pattern where the proceeds go to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. So that's the big picture for me. and that's what I'm working towards. So that's where the name The Purple Quilt came from. Join that Facebook group. Hopefully I can get to a point where I can really be the Purple Quilt Company. I technically already am, but I want to just get a little deeper into it so that you guys can actually join the Purple Quilt Company community as well. Now for my next question. I got several questions about cutting strips. One question was in regard to my my curved log cabin quilt. Somebody asked me about the tool that I use to cut. Um, and then another person asked from the t-shirt quilt what I use to cut those strips. So let me grab it. Where is it? Okay. So this is what I use. I don't even know if you can see it. Can you see it up there? This is called the Shape Cut Plus ruler. And I first had the original Shape Cut, which was only 12 inches wide. And then when that broke, I upgraded to the Shape Cut Plus. There's also like a Shape Cut Pro. And then there's something else too. Because there's one that you just cut 2.5 inch strips. I think the Shape Cut Pro has 1/2 inch and 1/4 inch marks. I'm not sure. But this is what I use. Right now I'm using the Shape Cut Plus. It is 18 inches across, or it has space for 18 inches of fabric. So, but it's of course a little bit wider than that. And it has little slots at the 0 line and then every 1/2 inch all the way up to 18, so that it's easy to cut a lot of strips of fabric. And I use this basically whenever I cut strips. I use it to cut squares, and there are even directions for how to cut diagonal or diamonds, and like there's a 60-degree line, the 45-degree lines. So there are lots of tips about how to use this, and it's made by June Taylor. And I got this one from Joann. I'm pretty sure I used a coupon with it because I always use a coupon when I get rulers from Joann. But to me, this is, I want to say like gold. I just love this thing. And when I had just my 12-inch shape cut, I loved it so much that I broke it. But this is what I use to cut my strips. I think I have a video about using the shape cut, and if I can find it, I will link it in the description box and in the iCard so that you can go and check out how to use this ruler, or at least one way, because I just cut strips with it or squares. But there are lots of different ways that you can use this ruler. All right, let's see what else. Okay. When I did Vlogmas in July, I had several projects that I made progress on, and it was really a lot of fun. And one person asked, how did my July productivity, like what I worked on and finished, compare to my normal work? And I went ahead and I just figured out everything that I've done for August, and it looks like it's about the same. So let's go over it. These are some things that I worked on in August. And if I have a picture of it, I'll put a picture. If I have it here, there are a couple things that I have right here, and I'll just put them, I'll just show you here. One of the first things that or the main accomplishment that I made for this month was finishing up that snail trail quilt. During the month of July, I finished quilting it, and then in August, I got it bound and sent off to its owner. And I got really good feedback. They really love it. And they're sending me another quilt to finish as we speak. So hopefully I'll put a picture here. If you haven't seen the progress on that, please check out the Vlogmas in July playlist because it is all over it. So that was the first thing that I did. Another completed project that I had was I finished one bear. And I put a picture of it here. It turned out really cute. I used a hooded sweatshirt, and it had 3 colors, and so I was able to use all 3 colors in that bear. Super cute. I also got the Pillow covers, I finished those. So that's 3 things. I need to write that down because that's not on here. Pillow covers for my sister. And they are already sent to her. She already received them in Texas. There's a little snippet video. Hopefully I'll remember to put it in here. And then, so let's see, 1, 2, 3. The quilt behind me for my friend, I added the other border at the end of July. I had finished the top border. Now I've added both borders. That's why it's sitting up here so I can remember to hit it soon. And I purchased the backing for it. So let's see, that's 4. I finished 1 scrap strip. It's over there. 5. I am working on the hanging sleeve for this magic quilt, and it's probably going to get finished today because I need to get it to the location so that it can go to the Georgia National Fair. And you can see it here. It is partially pinned. Where the pins aren't there, that's where I've already stitched, and so I have to finish this part of the bottom and then do the whole top, and hopefully that'll be done tonight. And then let's see what else. I have new bears that I'm in the process of pinning now. They've been interfaced and pinned, and I'm still pinning. The reason that I haven't finished pinning is because some of the pins are in this hanging sleeve, and so I have to finish the hanging sleeve so I have enough pins to finish pinning. And then the last thing that I did that I just finished was cutting the pieces for the sew along, and these are the extra squares. My project box is over there, so I don't have it right here at hand. It's a little bit far, but cutting the 2.5 inch strips, whichever ones I needed to cut, and then cutting some 5 inch squares. That's done. So that's everything that I got accomplished in August. And so that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 projects that I at least started or made progress on. And one thing that really motivates me is that I get to make videos to share with you. So it reminds me, like, it keeps me focused, but it also gives me some inspiration to keep plugging away and try new things. So I want to again thank you so much for supporting this channel, because if I didn't have you, I'm sure I could still get stuff done, but there's nothing like having accountability. And my YouTube channel helps me to be accountable to myself and to my YouTube community. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. The last question that I have is about the upcoming sew-along. I've decided to call this the quilt, the jewelry box quilt, and as we make the quilt, you'll understand hopefully why it's called that, or why I'm calling it that. Someone asked about what you need as far as fabric is concerned, and this scrap quilt is so cool because it only uses 5 inch squares, which I have some here, and then 2.5 inch strips. I'm going to make 50 blocks, and so I need 50 squares and then 52.5 inch strips. And I'm doing, for contrast, I'm doing 25 lights and 25 darks. So, and then if you have questions about that, if you'll check out the jewelry box quilt along 1A, it goes over that into a little bit more detail, but it's basically what I just said because it's super simple. So whatever you're doing, just for your contrast, do 25 lights, 25 darks, or 25 of one color, whatever you want to do. And so you need 50 squares total and then 50 strips total. If you're making another size, for example, if you're doing a, let's see, if it's going to be 8 by 4, so if you're doing 32 blocks, then you only need 32 of each strip and 32 of squares. Whatever you decide for your measurement, it has to be twice as long as it is wide. So my quilt is going to be 5 blocks across by 10 down. So whatever you decide, it needs to be in that kind of arrangement for later. You just need, it's just FYI for now. All right, so those are all of the questions that I have so far. If you have additional questions, leave them in the comments or leave them on any video. I will definitely check it out and add them for next month. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, thumbs up this video, and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!